Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's Tidings of Joy, or is it? So this is a new stamp set, and there's designer series paper and everything in the catalogue. And I know that we're kind of heading towards the end of June and, you know, July. And is it Christmassy? I fancied it, but I wanted to make it not completely, totally Christmassy. So this pattern paper has got snowflakes all over it, and obviously I've got this star on it, but not necessarily Christmassy. So I wanted to quickly go through the paper. Very pretty, so very Christmassy on that side. Pretty. Oh, there's a cat here. Don't come onto the camera. So it's kind of Christmassy, but not completely. This is the one I'm going to use. This is the one I used before. And that's the pattern on the back, and then more Christmassy patterns and plain herringbone there. This, it's got holly leaves on it, but I wouldn't necessarily say, you know what, that screams Christmas to me, nor does that one. That one does, with the trees and the stripes. But yeah, this is the one I planned to use. So, you need a piece of paper that's 6 by 6 inches. And if you work in metric, take it down to, well, you can leave it actually at 15¼ by 15¼ So on the first side, so if you've got a repeating pattern, I want my stripes all going up, so I'm going to work on that side first, and score it at 1 3/8 of an inch. Oh, this is going to be fun to see on the stripes. 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5½ inches, which in metric is 3½, 7, 10½, and 14. Then on the other side, you're just turning it once, score it at 1 3/8, 4½, and then turn it over and score it at 5½. So in metric, that's 3½, 11½, turn it over and score it at 14. And so the finished measurements, 1 3/8 by 1 3/8 by 3 1/8, which is 3½ by 3½ by 8 centimetres. So a nice size box. Right, let me move that out of the way and grab a bone folder. So I'm going to score the sides where we, or no, I'm not, I've already scored. I'm going to burnish the score lines where I flipped the paper over. Okay, so it burnishes like that. And then just burnish all of the other score lines. So yeah, this is a nice little box. It would be good at Christmas. Do you know what? I think if your tree had very open branches, you could probably string something and actually hang them from the tree. I think it would depend on your tree as to how open the branches are. Right, so where we've got this thin line and the thicker one, that's the top, and we're going to work down at the bottom. And I appreciate you're probably not going to see with these stripes, but actually, you know what? Neither am I. So I'm just going to cut them, and then once I've cut, I will lay it down on my grid paper so that you can see what I've done. Yeah, really not seeing. Okay. So that's my thin bit at the top with the concertina, and then that's my thinner tab. So obviously we've got the same distance and all of the other bits. That's my thinner tab. So I've taken a tiny bit at the top and mitered it at the bottom and removed the rectangle below it, and then just separated all of those. Okay, right, I'm going to put some glue down here, so I'm going to get my tear and tape. I managed to stick my tear and tape reel, or the end of the reel, to my Seal Plus the other day, and it literally ran across the floor. It was quite amusing. I grabbed hold of the Seal Plus and yanked it out of the pot. I have a special adhesive holder, and I just grabbed it and yanked it out, and everything went flying. It was funny. So here at the top, if I bring it up, I'm hoping you can see the score lines. I've got a score line there and I've got one here. So at this point on either side, push, and I'm going to have to put this down on the table, and it will stop at this point here because that's where we've put a score line in, and it won't go any further. So the same either side, but I quite like that it's very slightly domed. Nice look. Okay, so I've gone round and through on this one. I'm going to do the same again. Don't actually know what colour ribbon. Didn't prepare that bit. So what colour ribbon shall I go? Should I match it or shall I go toning? I'm looking in front of me to see what I could do. So I've got some gingham here, but I think that might... No, that's not a good look. I might go red. Yeah, I'll go red. Non-Christmassy, Christmassy. Brand new roll of ribbon. Very exciting. So, where's the back? Okay. So I'm going to feed in from the front. And then across the back and then push it through again. And I'm going to tie a bow. I'll do my very best to tie a bow. Oh, let's just knock the other project out of the way. That's not too bad. That's good for me. I'm impressed. Oh. Apart from the fact that my scissors are now butchering that. Oh, it's not too bad a bow, is it? That one's a bit more floopy, but you know, that's okay. Right, let's get some Whisper White. I've got to get that out too. And I have no scraps of Whisper White. I've only got these. So it's very Christmassy, so you can see, with 2 stockings and the star, and then sort of mistletoe and leaves, and obviously the Christmas sentiment. So I'm just going to stamp the star, same as I did before. And that's real red. So matching real red ink. This is basic white, not Whisper White. What did I call it? Did I call it Whisper White? Force of Habit. And I'm just going to trim around it by hand because it's straight lines. And even I can do straight lines. There we go. Oh, stuck on my thumb. And, oh, what did I do with my dimensionals? Am I onto a new packet? How exciting. Does anybody else love it when you start a new packet of dimensionals? So I'll take a couple on the back just for security. And I'm going to have it going off the edge a bit. And then I've got red rhinestones. We've had these in the catalogue for quite a few years now, and I love them. Red's my favourite colour anyway, specifically cherry cobbler if, you know, we're going Stampin' Up colours, but yeah, red is my very favourite colour. Oh, there's a cat fight. I've got some boxes on the floor behind me with, they're empty boxes actually. And they had thank you gifts in them. And the cats are playing in them, on them, around them, and squabbling about it. So, there you go. What do you think? So, non-Christmassy, kind of Christmassy. I like them. I like them very much. I think they're a lot of fun. Nice little treat. Great table favours if you're somebody who does table favours for Christmas. Little table treats. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.